The rain drummed a steady rhythm against the diner's neon sign as Emma wiped down the counter for the third time that hour. The 2 a.m. lull always dragged on forever, the fluorescent lights humming louder than the few scattered customers. She didn't mind the quiet. It was the walk to her car afterward that set her teeth on edge. Last Thursday changed everything. That was the first time she saw him, a tall figure standing perfectly still beneath the flickering sodium light at the far end of the parking lot. Not smoking, not checking his phone, just watching. The way his coat hung motionless despite the wind made her stomach clench. When she finally gathered the courage to run to her car, she found 5 perfect fingerprints smeared across the passenger side window, the condensation still dripping down the glass like fresh saliva. Jess noticed her shaking hands the next morning. Without a word, the older waitress slid a coffee-stained napkin across the counter. 3 rules scribbled in ballpoint pen. Don't look directly at him. Never drive straight home. Above all, don't let him see where you live. Emma laughed it off until the trucker at the counter went pale. That bastard's been showing up at rest stops from here to Toledo, he muttered, fingers tightening around his coffee mug. My buddy took a picture of him last month. Next day his dog started whimpering at empty corners. 3 days later they found his rig idling on the shoulder, driver's seat soaked through with sweat and the cab reeking of wet wool. The sightings became a sick routine. Monday night he stood by the dumpsters, head cocked at that unnatural angle. Tuesday he appeared in the security camera's blind spot, his silhouette somehow darker than the shadows around it. Wednesday brought the knocking, 3 deliberate raps on the diner's back door that sent the kitchen staff bolting outside to find nothing but a single muddy footprint facing the wrong direction. Emma started taking bizarre detours home, circling through well-lit neighborhoods until her gas light came on. She installed 3 different security apps on her phone. The night she found her apartment door slightly ajar, the chain lock dangling uselessly from its screws, she nearly called the police until she saw what waited on her kitchen table. A steaming cup of diner coffee in her favorite chip mug, the creamer already stirred in just how she liked it. The voicemail came at 3:17 a.m. exactly. No words, just the sound of someone breathing in sync with her own panicked gasps. Underneath it all, the faintest audio of herself taking a customer's order earlier that evening, as if recorded from inside her own apron pocket. Rain sheeted against the windshield as Emma broke the second rule last night. She drove straight home, her hands vibrating on the wheel. The apartment door swung open before she could reach for her keys. Inside, every light blazed and the television screamed static. The coffee cup sat waiting on the table, this time with lipstick stains that weren't her shade. When the window rattled, she didn't want to look. She had to. There in the alley below, he stood with his face upturned to her window, rain streaming down features that looked almost human until the streetlight caught his eyes just wrong. His smile stretched too wide, showing too many teeth, as his hand rose in a slow wave, fingers leaving dark streaks on the glass exactly where she'd touched it earlier that day. The diner hired a new girl last week. Sweet kid, works the graveyard shift. Sometimes when it's quiet, she'll pause while refilling the ketchup bottles and rub her arms like she's cold. You guys ever get the feeling someone's watching you? She asked yesterday, laughing nervously. We didn't answer. Just slid her a napkin with 3 simple rules and prayed to gods we don't believe in that she'll be smarter than Emma was.